Okay, guys, I got a little first thoughts review video for you on the Resident Evil 6 Leon campaign story. If you didn't see last night, me and my friend I live streamed me and him playing pretty much all of the Leon campaign to Resident Evil 6, and I think we missed a little bit, like the first chapter or something, but it was about 4 hours long, 4 or 5 hours long, something like that. So I just kind of want to give my overall thoughts on that campaign and Resident Evil 6 in general first. Okay, before I get into it, this will be a spoiler. This isn't a spoiler-free review or anything. I'm going to be talking about things in the actual game, so if that's not for you, don't watch. If you don't care, keep watching. Anyways, I thought the Leon story was very, very good. Very well done to start out with. It had a lot of good elements to it for a Resident Evil game. Minus, a lot of things they've taken out. It's pretty much no longer survival horror or survival RPG horror genre. It's survival. It's horror action. Action horror is the genre now. There's no survival aspect to Resident Evil anymore. No role-playing game aspect really to it anymore whatsoever, except for the ability to get points and to use those into certain skills that you can use in game. That barely fucking counts. But that's okay. It's just kind of I don't know. It's a definite change from Resident Evil 5 and a definite change from Resident Evil 4. How do I think the game overall stacks up compared to Resident Evil 5 and 4? Well, Resident Evil 5 was about 7 hours long. Almost 8. The whole fucking game. And this Leon story was like 5 hours long. So that tells me that, Leon has 5 chapters, Chris 5 chapters, Jake 5 chapters. That's about a 15-hour game total. Maybe 15 to 20, depending how long you, dink around and whatnot. But, that's pretty short, really, when all of Resident Evil 4 could probably take you about 18 to 20 hours. So, I don't know about all that. I mean, it was short. It was a short little campaign, as are the other two are obviously going to be. I liked it, but the thing is, about halfway through the campaign, you start running into a lot of stupid shit. Not necessarily hard moments. Like, I can think of a dozen difficult moments in Resident Evil 4. The very beginning of the game, where you're getting rushed by all the villagers and the chainsaw guy, and they don't tell you what to do. You only get to survive or get your fucking head chopped off. That's a hard moment. In Resident Evil 6, there's nothing like that. It's just basically bullshit frustration. None of the enemies are super difficult or anything like that. There's only one moment in all of Resident Evil 6 Leon story that kind of weirded me out, but it wasn't even on par with Resident Evil 4. It was the regenerator part of Resident Evil 6. Like, you're in China and looking for these 3 keys, and there's a few regenerators around, but they're not even dangerous. I don't even think I took damage once during that whole part. Just, it weirded me out. Nothing compared to the first time you run into a regenerator in Resident Evil 4, and they just keep regenerating, basically. I'm just collecting my thoughts here for a second. But anyways, halfway through the game, maybe a little before, just stupid deaths and frustrating moments. Nothing overly difficult or anything like that. And then the whole last third of the Leon story I thought was shit. It's basically you fighting the same boss in different forms over and over again. Over and over and over again. Gets really drawn out and really fucking boring really fast. I mean, you can view the whole live stream in the link below. I'll link it to this video. But for example, there's a part where you're fighting him. He's a fucking zombie dinosaur, a zombie T-Rex. I shit you not. That is something I never thought I'd see in a Resident Evil game. It was just straight dumb, and it wasn't even a hard fight. There was no strategy to it whatsoever. All you had to do was give him enough damage until he mutates back to his human form, and then beat the fucking piss out of his human form. Rinse and repeat about a dozen times, and that boss fight's over. It was nothing. But yeah, that whole last part of the game, he ends up mutating into some super gigantic fly at the end. Like, why would he turn into a fly? Anyways, that's just a brief shitty summary of some of that. But here's the thing that annoys me the most about Resident Evil 6 at this juncture in time. The cutscenes. I would really, really like to talk with them about cutscenes, because it was like in Resident Evil 4, I was perfectly fine with cutscenes because there wasn't that many of them. You'd play for a good while until you had maybe a little cutscene, or a longer cutscene that was introducing you to a boss you were going to fight. And that was fun to sit down and watch, you know. It was like, okay, cutscene time. In this game, I shit you not, cutscenes every 20 seconds. I mean, I don't need to see a 5-second cutscene of someone jumping down, or someone opening a fucking door. And the thing that makes me mad the most is they do the cutscenes while the gameplay is still going. The gameplay doesn't pause or anything, so you can be taking damage and die by the end of some worthless cutscene. I mean, maybe they put that in the game just for that reason, to frustrate players, but way overboard on the amount of cutscenes. If I had to guess, there's probably at least 500 cutscenes in that 5-hour Leon story. It's straight up ridiculous, and you should watch the live stream and just hear me raging about it. I was going off. I was irate, fucking going mad watching these cutscenes, because when I play a game, I like to play. I don't like to play, stop. It just drives me wild. Like in Metal Gear Solid 4, that game was basically half gameplay, half cutscenes, but at least they spaced it out. The thing about the Resident Evil games is whenever there's a cutscene, you don't know if you're going to have to press buttons. There's no forewarning. I mean, it's really kind of scrambled about. There's moments in cutscenes where there's action going on, but you don't have to press buttons. Then other times, they just pull it out of their ass and make you have to press buttons completely unexpected. It's stupid. It really is. Like, Resident Evil 4 did have the best balance of those. Resident Evil 5 was pretty good too. I think they upped the cutscenes a little bit in that game, but it wasn't even noticeable to me. Resident Evil 6, way overboard on the cutscenes. That's the shit that drives me mad. Anyways, this is a little bit of a rant video. I don't usually do these. I figured you guys might enjoy hearing me rant and get a little gaming nerd rage on. It's fun to do every now and then, although it makes you sound like a complete fucking loser. That's really all I can think of off of the top of my head. I kind of wanted to just go off about those cutscenes for a few minutes. Anyways, we're going to be probably live streaming tonight the Chris campaign, I would assume, unless he already played through it all. So you can go to my live stream for that. Follow me on Twitter so you know right when I'm live streaming, because I'll update that right away beforehand. And I'm looking forward to the Chris campaign. I mean, that's the thing, is like the Chris and Jake campaigns seem like they're going to be a lot more shoot 'em up as opposed to Leon. But even Leon was just action. I mean, the genre of survival horror is almost dead. Well, Dead Eye and Riptide, looking forward to that, of course. But I don't know. The generation of gamers, it's like action. And I'm not complaining about that, but it's when every game starts turning into an action game, it's when that's going to make games boring. More boring for gamers like me who like things to be a little diverse. But if the whole community of gamers like action, so be it. There's nothing I can do about that. And I know that action games really do sell well because, you know, the age of gamers is a lot younger than me. Well, not a lot younger, but younger. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the description below. If you've seen this if you played this game, Resident Evil 6, if you had the same thoughts, maybe you really liked it. I don't know. Just let me know. Like it if you like my rants. I don't ask for likes very often, but I might as well. Everybody else does. And hopefully I'll see you on the live stream tonight. And I'll probably be doing follow-up videos on, the other campaigns if I feel like it. Maybe just a follow-up video on the whole rest of the game. I definitely wanted to do this because it's more of a first impressions video than anything on Resident Evil 6. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the future.